Hey guys, welcome to this week's vlog. I'm particularly excited about this one because we have a very special guest with us. But before I share any more about our special guest, I want to just say you guys may have seen the You Got Me video recently released on this channel. I'm so pleased with how this music video turned out, and it's been amazing hearing some of your comments and thoughts about it, and those of you who've watched it over and over again to analyse the little details. So awesome. So I'm privileged today to have with me Nica, all the way from Russia, who created this incredible masterpiece music video. Welcome Nica, it's so good to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Hi! Yeah, I'm really happy that we're gonna have this talk, because I was waiting to just talk out everything and just kind of
It's exciting, isn't it? It feels good.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting. I'm a bit nervous, but at the same time I'm ready to talk about it.
You're ready. That's good. ready is good.
It was it took such a long time and nobody knew about it because it was secret, and it was 7 months in the works. So keeping a secret for this long is
pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. You did a good job keeping it secret. And maybe we'll get on to talking about timings and stuff of this video, but kind of I think it'd be really good for people to get to know you a little bit first. So maybe you can share. You're based in Russia at the moment, if that's correct.
Yes.
And maybe you can just share a few things about yourself and how you got into illustration.
So I was born in Russia, and my family moved to the States, and I lived there for 4 years and moved back. So I was kind of bilingual since I was born. So that gave me an advantage of having options, not only in Russia, since I knew English.
Yeah. And
since I was a little girl, I would go to art classes. I went to a youth art school since I was 12, and that was 5 years of my life.
Wow.
And then I went to an advanced painting and drawing course in downtown Chicago. So yeah, I was involved in art my whole life. But at the same time, while I was in the moment, I didn't really think that would be my future profession. I always assumed that I would be a translator. So art was my passion, but I didn't really take it seriously. And the other thing was, I kind of didn't see myself as a creator, but I was thinking of myself more as a human printer. So I think it's just the mentality of art in Russia that people kind of lean more towards skill than they do towards creativity. So I was I'm gonna be a skillful drawer or painter or something like that, and I'll leave the creative thinking and ideas and stuff like that to people who are actually talented. But during my studies, that 1 month course in Chicago, which wasn't in Russia with all of these stereotypes about skill in art and stuff, my tutor actually wrote a big letter after it, and one of the sentences, one of the phrases he wrote to me, it really stuck with me, because he said, "You have stories to tell." And I was like, what the...
Yeah, what story?
I'm not a storyteller. I just like drawing and painting and stuff. And that was a very valuable thing to me, because I was recognized as a creator. So after that, I was kind of, I loved that trip. I was super inspired to like tell all of my friends at school, because I was still like in high school, so a lot of my friends wanted to be like professional painters and stuff. So I opened the idea of like creativity in art, and they were like, well, okay. So, and I thought that I would want another experience like that. So I wanted to find another art course where I could be creative and free and experimental. So I wanted to go to the UK. I wanted to take a gap year after school and then just do a summer course, and then I'll go to uni or something. So I applied for a summer course in the UK, and my application got denied. And it crushed my soul, because like I was like, I knew it, I'm not a creator, I am not worthy of like getting into a place like this, and like I should just stick to translating or something. But my parents, they didn't let me kind of go down that hole, and they were like, no, we're like, if you didn't get into the summer course, we're gonna you're gonna get into the UK some other way. So they told me to apply for undergraduate degrees, and I was like, no, you don't get it. Like, I wasn't even like accepted to a summer course. How will I be able to get into uni? And they're like, just do it.
Great.
And I actually got so I sent applications to multiple universities in the UK, and I got accepted to 3 of them. So I was like,
that's amazing.
I was declined from this like summer course, but I was like accepted to universities. And my pick, so I picked Cambridge School of Art at Anglia Ruskin University, and I went into a course that was like illustration and animation, so it's like a dual specialization. And in my mind, I was like, well, I just paint and I know how to draw, and I'm gonna stick with illustration, and animation is just gonna be like a nice perk.
Yeah.
But during my studies, I got so involved into animation and storytelling and writing, like thinking of ideas and just like visualizing stories through like video and animation, and I was like, this is my calling. This is the thing that my tutor in Chicago was talking about. So wow. I found that link, and it was amazing. And I'm so in love with animation right now that
that's an incredible story.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that it, like 5 or 6 years ago, I would never believe that I would be so into animation how I am right now. So
that's amazing, and just the links between the different places. And
yeah,
I didn't even think about Russia and the leaning towards skill. I was, just as you were speaking, I was thinking back to when we first met, which I think was at a house gig at a mutual friend's one Sunday afternoon. And I was sitting in the corner of that room. I think I was trying to crowdfund for an album. I can't quite remember exactly whether it was that,
I think it was like something like you were selling tickets afterwards.
That's it. That's right.
And I bought the tickets like right after I got my money out, and I was like, I want your tickets.
That's so nice. It was a really cool little, 20 minutes, a really short little set, and we had this chat afterwards, and I was really intrigued by what you were talking about and what you were studying, and I was like, I don't know, there was just something that I thought, she's interesting, like she's got something about her that I think could be really like, I didn't realise we would end up working together on something. But
Yeah.
it was the start of a long conversation, I guess, over several years. And so I'm just amazed at how these connections sometimes happen. And so yeah, that must have been year 1 or year 2 of that course.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Great.
So yeah, it's amazing because after that I would go to your concerts, and then we would just talk, and then you invited me to participate in one of your music videos.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like all of the connections.
Yeah, and that music video required a lot of waiting around in the cold.
Yeah.
And wearing.
But I'm Russian. It wasn't.
It wasn't a problem.
It wasn't a hassle. Yeah.
I was so cold that day. There's if you want to see the video, it's called Never Let Me Down, and there's 5 of us dressed up in one colour. So I was orange, and I had bright orange face painted, and you were yellow, weren't you? And
I was yellow.
at the very end of the video, my favourite part is the shots I didn't realise Phil was taking, and there was me trying to wipe off my face, all of us trying to wipe off our face paint, and just generally looking really freezing cold and laughing, and that was great. So some very happy memories. My next question for you, and I'm going to have to look at my phone because it's like 4 lines long on my phone, and I want to make sure I ask it right. You created my music video for the song You Got Me. It is amazing. Like I'm blown away by it. Every time you sent me clips, I was just like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing. And I was not disappointed when you sent the full thing through. I actually was having a really tough week, and that video just brought me so much joy. So that's really awesome. But you know, the responses from people already has been incredible. People have loved it. But I want to know, can you give us an idea of how you created this from the concept through to the final product? I think it'd be really interesting for people to hear how you went through that process.
So, I remember that in your request, you actually sent me you sent me like an idea to go by. So it was something about space, and there was a lot of stuff happening, and I didn't really find like a strong link between the idea for the music video and your song. So I remember how we just talked it out in Zoom, and I was like, just tell me what the song is about, so I could actually get like what you're trying to say, because I really wanted to make like a custom made video, so it wouldn't just be like, oh, it's a cartoon and it's fun and it has music on it. So it would just be like a visual to a song. I wanted it to be like an art piece, so it would be so tied in that you couldn't like see the video apart from the music, and
That's so
vice
cool.
versa. So it would be like a union
yeah
of animation and music. So yeah, and you talked how you said how this song was about like your feelings through the pandemic and stuff, and all of that anxiety and like all of the fears. Like at the start of the pandemic, it was especially scary, and how people were just trying to stay afloat. And what struck me was I was like re-listening to the song, and I was thinking about the phrase, "You got me holding tight," and I was thinking like, what would be a striking visual for that phrase? And so holding tight, I was thinking, okay, hands, but like how to bring drama into that, and like emotions. It should be like a life or death situation, how it was perceived during the pandemic.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
in lots of situations it really was about life or death. So I wanted the visual to have the same kind of impact. So what I was thinking, okay, holding hands, but it has to be dramatic, so I was thinking about aerial acrobats how they need to like trust each other to with their lives and hold super tight to just not fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's a visual that everybody gets because like everybody knows the concept of a circus, and
Yeah.
seen like, if not in real life, they've seen videos or photos, movies or something. So I thought that that was it. I had that visual of just like two hands clasping together, and yeah, so that's what I thought of. That's the picture I had in my head, and that was just like those hands. And on top of that idea, I started kind of like building a story, a story of this clown that is unhappy with his current profession in life, and he's like really depressed, and he wants to become an aerial performer, and everyone in the circus helps him to achieve his dream. So that's kind of what it turned into, and I still wanted to stay true to that like space idea, so I found a way to tie it in, like the circus themes and the aerial performances with like it being up in the skies and it being almost like surreal and in outer space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think you
So-
tie that in so well at the very end of the video. Like for me, that was, I remember watching it and kind of knew where it was going because we talked about it so much. But then there was a moment where it was just like bam, and this whole space thing where it became like almost a cartoon of a cartoon. If you like, it was animating the animation. I was just like, wow, that's just like. That was the bit I was like jaw on the floor, you know. I'm just like, that's so cool.
So yeah, so I switched styles and I used like very controlled lines and kind of like traditional ways to animate for like when you're in real life, but when you go into like performing and abstraction, it kind of even molds into a different style. So it's just another way to visually communicate like this is something abstract, this is something metaphorical.
Yeah.
So
that was great. And I didn't realise that. I think about it now that you're saying that, but that's so cool that you've kind of used two different styles in one to kind of illustrate those two things. And I mean, like the next question I've got for you is around that, I guess, because it was a huge amount of work. Like people who watch it, you know, it's nearly 4 minutes worth of video.
yeah.
That's someone's like 5-minute break, you know, and back to work. But it's so much. It's not. It's an absolute ton of work. Can you just give people an idea of how long it took you?
So this animation had, I think, 62 different scenes. So for each scene, you need to draw a background and all of these characters. Some scenes had multiple characters. So like, there are some scenes where I would animate them for like 2 or 3 weeks, and the animation would be like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's a very ungrateful work. So there's a lot of time put into animation, but what you get is like super small. And people who are not familiar with animation, they don't even think about it. So
yeah,
they just see pretty images and they're like, oh, okay, well, it's just 4 minutes. But then, since I was doing all of the work on my own, it took me like over 900 hours.
That's an
So
incredible amount of time, isn't it?
So yeah,
Wow.
but that's with everything with like editing and concepting and stuff. So
Yeah.
a project like this takes about over 900 hours for one person to make.
That's
So
incredible. Thank you so much.
I was really happy to like put my time into this animation, because honestly, when I was like, when I came up with the story, I was so inspired, and it just clicked in my head. So I was like, I really wanted to do this work. And it was to the point of, if you didn't like the idea, I would just go and do it on my own time.
Wow.
Just because I really wanted to do this work and create this animation. It was like, I don't know, the idea just captivated me. And it actually, like, when I was thinking about the work that I did at uni and this project, because this is my first big project after university, it actually came along easier psychologically, because you didn't have that, I don't know, the feeling of someone like judging you, and you're gonna be like, you're gonna get judged on this work.
Yeah.
I was this was like my first just project that it was just me.
Yeah.
And like just creating with other creators. This was like the thing that I was walking towards my whole education in uni. So
that's so amazing. And it's
yes.
an amazing start in like just creating incredible work. I was also just intrigued by this, just while it's in my head. The characters that you chose, are any of those personal to you at all? Are there people that you kind of have tried to represent, or are they all just made up in your head?
I don't think that like I did like anything consciously, but maybe subconsciously I would like, I don't know, that's something that I didn't think about. So maybe there are some archetypes of different people that can help.
Yeah,
so,
I felt like the characters were so strong in their appearance, and even some of them, their mannerisms. I was like, this is just really interesting. I wonder if you've done that, but maybe it's like, as you say, something that was subconscious.
Maybe.
Great.
But yeah, I really wanted to, like, the clown to have like a family within like the circus. So, and I wanted him to be kind of accepted by the people who were on the ground, so helping to push him up, and support from people who are already up there, so they're not like snobs that are like, down there. They actually help him as well. So it's like people are helping him throughout the whole animation, and it comes from beneath and from
on top as well.
From above, yeah.
Alright, here's my next question for you. You're also a musician yourself, you drum. I know we've talked about music quite a bit, and I feel like looking at this video of You Got Me, there are certainly traits of your musicality in the video. Like you get things bang on the beat at certain points where it's really essential to nail that, and for someone who's not a musician, they would probably struggle with that a little bit more perhaps. What kind of work would you like to get into, and how do you think illustrators can add quality to artists like me, for example?
So the thing is that throughout my studies, especially in my third year, my last year, we had to do papers on like what our ideal job would be, and what industry do we want to work in. And in all of the papers, I would say I want to be an animator of music videos. And it's like my first job was creation of a music video. It was like my dream job, because I feel that like even at uni, our tutors would say that sound is like 80% of your animation. So
wow,
I always was like very careful about what music I would use. For my animations at university, I would use, I would like speak to other musicians so they could write music for my animations, because I knew how important it was to like have that perfect union of visual image, visual art, and music. So that's like, I feel that if you get that right, like the music shines brighter and the animation shines brighter. So yeah, I think that having like a musical ear, or how would you say it, is important in a job of an animator, especially if you're working with music. That's like, I feel that it's essential, especially in so there's a part where I do lip sync.
I saw that.
So you need to like, it's very tricky to animate like moving lips and to get it right in the right spot, because like sometimes it could seem that the lips are moving too fast, or just like, so you need to be really precise with your audio. So yeah, I think that's why when I was like talking to you about this project and why I wanted to rework your initial idea, I think that animation in music videos can it can just like bring the song to another level.
Yeah.
Just because it can highlight points, and it could bring in metaphors that you wouldn't think about just by listening to the song. So like, even the phrase "you got me holding tight," I could interpret it in different ways. So first it's like the acrobats holding tight to each other, then it's the buff guy just like hugging him, and then it's the last part where he falls, but he's caught by one of the acrobats. So it's like 3 different interpretations of the same phrase, and then the song just, it doesn't feel repetitive as it could be, because like, same phrase but then 3 different interpretations.
Visual
so I think that if artists really like get into the lyrics and stuff, they can really make something interesting out of it.
That's awesome.
If they like use metaphors and stuff. So
no, I totally agree with you. I was thinking about going through it in my head from what I remember of it already. I've seen it a few times, and there are some very lovely little details that I personally have enjoyed. I'm going to name a couple of them. One is the poster being crumpled up, and then it opens up and it says the name Anomaly, which is the name of the EP which the song comes from. That for me is and I know we talked about that beforehand, and it was just a lovely moment to tie it into a bigger project. Then there were things like the juggling, where the lyrics of a certain part of the song come up in one of the verses or the pre-chorus, but there's loads and loads and loads of like tiny details that you don't realise the first time you watch something like this, and that's why, like, when you say how long you've been working on it, that's why it is so good. But I'd kind of like to know from your perspective, you know, you've worked on it more than anyone else, you know the song probably as well as I do now, and I'd just be really intrigued to know what brought you joy in making it. What were the bits that you think, I'm really proud of that element of the video, or this bit was just really tricky but I managed to overcome it? What are there any bits that you want to kind of point the viewer to?
So I was really excited to do the scene where the aerial gymnast catches the clown, because that was the first image that kind of started this whole process. So I was like, yes, finally I get to visualize that image in my head. So it was like so satisfying to just for that image in my head to come to life.
Yeah.
So that was like one of my favorite scenes, just because it was so satisfying to create. And then I personally really like the scene, it's one of the last scenes when the clown is being pulled up and they all just like do plies and stuff, and then he falls down into like abstraction.
Yeah.
So that scene, it took so much time to create that scene, and I'm really proud of it because it's like it's one of the last scenes and I wanted to make it just perfect.
Yeah.
So that's one of the scenes that I will be including in my future like animation show reels and showing to my future clients and stuff, just to show off my skill. And so yeah,
I love it.
And probably like the juggling balls, that was also an interesting animation to make, just because you had to time the sound to the animation, and it was like should be very precise.
It just has to kind of float slightly and then come down again. I saw that. It's like it's up there just enough for the lyric and then back down again. And I mean, I could go on. I really could. So just to conclude what we've been talking about, I think it would be amazing if people could get in touch with you. One thing I love about these vlogs, it kind of gives people the opportunity to kind of, I don't know, connect with different creatives that I know who have kind of opened up doors for me, and likewise I want to do the same for other people. So what's the best way of getting in touch with you? Perhaps someone wants to commission you for some work. How do people go about that?
I would say contact me through Instagram. I have an art Instagram. It's Nica. I will like send you how
we'll put it in below.
Write it. Yeah. Or nicanimate@gmail.com. You can email me. So that's how you can reach out to me. So I post some of my artwork on Instagram, and yeah, that's how you can contact me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed that video or you haven't seen it yet, please go and have a look at it. It's under Pyramid Park, You Got Me. I'll put a link below in the description so that you can watch it and enjoy it. And don't just watch it once, watch it a couple of times and kind of tease out all the little bits that we've been talking about, because it really has been an incredible labour of love. I am super grateful, and thanks so much, Nica, for coming on today. It's been fascinating kind of hearing your take on the video as the creator. I did remember one final thing that I loved about it. At the very end of the video, it kind of goes to black. There's a little rocket animation, and then the crowd clap the guy at the very end, and I'm like, that's just so heartwarming and awesome. So that's a lovely ending to the video as well.
I actually had goosebumps when I like put in the sound, and I was like, yes, this is the perfect ending.
It really is. It really made sense. And that's what I love about music videos. It's like they can just take you to a different place, and you can add things like that you wouldn't normally do.
So yeah, what the animation, so this animation, I feel like maybe it's because I worked so long on it, or maybe it really is that way. Like once you start watching it, it's just 4 minutes, but it feels like an eternity because it's so much information packed into each scene. So it's a huge story told in these 4 minutes. So
go watch it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, go watch it. Go watch it many times.
Yeah, please.
And find all of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. So guys, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the chat and the interview. If you guys haven't already, please like the video and give Nica a follow over on Instagram. And subscribe to this channel. I would love to connect with you more and more. And of course, I have a membership area as well if you're interested in getting involved with, I guess, getting to know what I'm doing as Pyramid Park on a deeper level. It's like a membership thing where you get loads of rewards back for a little cost every month. If you're interested, click the join button below to find out more about it. No pressure if it's not for you, but equally, if you're interested in that kind of thing, go check it out. Thanks guys for watching this week. I can't wait to share more content with you soon. Bye.